Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist. I'm joined with hubby.
Hubcap.
He's still sick. And today we are coloring. Not a whole lot of coloring, but we're coloring. We're using, let me scoot you over, the Albrecht Durer watercolor pencils. So we'll wait for everybody to get in. Hey, Sheila, Barb, Spence. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you can see this okay. And so I've got my Albrecht Durer pencils. I just got cheap synthetic brushes. They don't need to be the expensive ones. I pulled a bunch of colors out because I figured, we'll see what happens. I've got my Creative Mark Caran palette that is rough on one side, smooth on the other. Let's see if you can see. It's rough, and so you can, this is a watercolor pencil, in fact, right there, from the last Raven. And then I have some regular color, or white colored pencils for the highlights, my water. I think we got everything. Alrighty, so I said I wanted to do, we're going to bounce around here for a second. Here we go. So I wanted some orange on the pumpkin. So what I've got to do is figure out kind of the different oranges. And see, I have the 60 set of the Albrecht Durer. You don't need that many because with watercolor pencils, you can blend them and make new colors. So I think these are the ones I'm going to start off with. Now they do have their color names on the pencil. And you'll also see on the pencil, you'll see, it's very hard to see actually. You'll see these stars at the end of the color number. I'm just going to throw them around. And what that's telling you is the light fastness. So a 1 is the lowest light fast. And I've got to remember, and I'll look it up, and I may have to put a note down in the description as to whether or not how high the number goes, if it's 3 or if it's 5, I don't remember. So this is the finished burning. All done burning. The lights are hard to, I did go back and darken this corner over here just to balance it out a little bit. And I think I'm going to add some colored pencil, or watercolor pencil to the leaves, which is why there's so many colors. And I'm going to leave these colors on because I can actually use them for the leaves. To use this palette, very easy. Take some pencil, rub it on there, and leave most of this one. If you do watercolor pencils directly onto the wood and you're having a problem with them melting and you can still see the lines, it's because the watercolor pencils have a harder time breaking down when you press hard and directly onto your surface. But if you do it this way, you don't have any of that issue.
What are you doing this on?
It's my Creative Mark palette.
Okay. Gotcha. Is it the texture on there?
Yeah, it's okay. Rough on this side and smooth on the other side. Okay. So I'm just trying to... Now I think you could use wet, dry sandpaper, a very fine one. But you're also going to wear your pencils down a lot quicker. Now I'm thinking I'm going to need more of that color.
So, so how are you going to get the...
Oops, wrong color.
How are you going to get the pigment onto the...
With a damp brush.
So how...
Yes.
How... I know, but how would this vary? Aren't you just doing watercolors then?
Yes and no.
What's the difference? That's what I would ask.
Oops, hit the mic there. With the watercolor pencils, you can use them as regular color pencils. You can wet them to blend and mix watercolors. Those come in pans and tubes.
Okay.
And got my paper towel and getting some water. I'm using a bigger brush because I have a bigger area. But what I don't want is a wet brush, because I don't want... See, now I can see based on how it's activated.
Okay.
I'm going to mix these two colors because that's a little more yellowy than I like, and then I can thin them out.
Oh, Troy's here.
Hey, Troy. So I'm going to thin it out, like a lot, because that's a lot of pigment.
Did you already say hi to everybody in chat?
Everybody that I know is in there.
Sheila came in.
Yeah, I got Sheila.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to thin it out, and then I'm going to try to dampen it as much as possible, or dry it off as much as possible. And then make sure I'm on the screen.
I suppose this is good because then if you're going to use the pencil, then you'll have exactly the same composition of pigment. Because I know isn't there some...
It's easier to control.
Isn't there some wax or something in there too?
In watercolor pencils?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess no.
Oh.
In regular colored pencils, yes.
Okay.
So
So if you wanted to do some touch-up, then you wouldn't have to worry about matching the color. You could just use the watercolor pencil. But here too, you're not affecting the grain by...
Yeah, because I'm not
brushing
using a very wet brush.
Mm.
I'm trying to get it as damp as possible. And since I only want this tinted... Oh, with watercolor you would have to worry about, depending on the color, opacity.
Okay.
And that's not an issue with the watercolor pencils.
Okay.
And what I mean by opacity is watercolors, some of them are semi-transparent, and they can cover the burning.
Okay.
Whereas watercolor pencils are transparent, so the burning shows right through.
And so, and this is your design ethos, which I agree with, but
What's that?
light color as opposed to heavy color,
Yeah.
because you're trying to
I just want to tint.
accent your burning as opposed to cover it, because it's you put a lot of work into that. You wouldn't want to cover it with heavy color.
Now the more pigment, the brighter it's going to be. And these can get very bright. I'm just not using them in that way. Okay?
Yeah. Cough drop and my tea don't mix well.
Ew.
It tasted like...
If I add more water, it thins out the pigment and lightens it. Let's see here. But as you can see, I'm not soaking the wood. In fact, a lot of it's dried already.
Yeah.
And because I'm doing this so quickly and with less water, I'm not worried about raising the grain.
Okay. Now, how will you seal this? Will you seal it any different than normally?
Because I'm adding color, and since I know I'm going to be using a white watercolor pencil, I am going to be using, in fact I pulled it out, I'm going to use a couple of coats of the spray gloss, and then I will seal it with my brush on. Easy enough. And that's just to lock the color in, and because it is watercolors, and the polyacrylic is water based. Oh, I got some red in my pencil. Oh boy. Clean my brush. Wipe it off. What I'm going to do is try. Oh, that stinks. I didn't see it. Well, what I'm going to do, blend the color out, spread it around a little bit more. It looks like they did it on purpose.
That would be...
And see, that's the beauty of watercolor pencils, is how you can really blend with them for this.
Troy wants to know, if you make a mistake, how do you fix it?
Like I just did with the color. wash it out as much as you can quickly. Because it's wood, though, you're kind of stuck. It seems that I like mediums where they're hard to fix.
There are no mistakes, only
No.
happy accidents. But we can't say happy accidents, so we'll say amicable mishaps.
Is that what we'll call it?
Yes.
So what I'm mainly trying to do right now is keep the color even. I can go back and highlight and deepen some of the shadows. I'm going to turn it because I probably should have started on this side first.
I'm just going to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking tea. I have my cough drop. I'm struggling right now.
Stay awake?
Yeah.
Ah.
Sorry. Just letting you know. So if chat sees my head,
yell at him. Hi, Susan. Thank you. Right now. And that's why I pulled out so many colors, is I can alter this orange and create a new orange that I want.
Jorio says, say if you get color in the background when you do, that you didn't want there.
Because I...
Start over. No.
No. Because I scratched off onto the palette, I should be able to blow off any pigment that is loose. Like, I see what he's talking about.
Okay.
And it's gone. And that's another good thing about...
Yeah, but what if you get something in the background, like behind the raven there, and you're like, what if you do like me and you like sneeze and like your brush hits like behind the raven somewhere, and you're like, whoa, oh, I didn't want that orange blob there.
Then I'm adding a lot more color.
Okay.
Because there's no way...
So the color...
Once watercolor pencil is activated, you can't erase it.
So it more or less stains the wood then?
Yes, what I'm doing is staining the wood.
Okay. All right.
It's still hot in here.
It's hot in here to you?
Yeah.
It's not to me. It's okay.
Yeah, you're still working on being sick.
Oh yeah. Week 4.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Sadly, now you know how I feel.
I know.
Alrighty. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to... Let me see if I can angle it so you can see better. Yeah, I think I want a little bit more pigment on the pumpkin, but for now, this is a base layer. I can darken. So like burning with watercolor pencils, it's easier to darken than it is to try to lighten it. I could sand to lighten a little bit, but then I have to worry about my burning.
So you just said hi to Suzanne, right?
I did.
What about Greg?
Hey, Greg. You did not.
All right. Doing my job.
Did not see.
Time to get paid.
When you're done being sick.
Huh?
When you're done being sick.
Oh.
Oh. Alright. I'm going to alter some of these colors. Now that I have a base color, and that side's a little darker, and it's going to dry lighter. Watercolor always dries lighter.
I can make a log cabin out of these pencils.
Do not mess up my pencils.
That's the only reason why I'm not doing it, because I would mess up the order.
Well, I do have them in a specific order.
I know.
Until...
This whole studio, everything is in its place.
No, that's actually not true.
Well, comparatively to my studio.
Well, anything is in place compared to your studio.
I have things in place. Things that hang on things and other things that sit in places.
In places?
I know how to do stuff.
Well, I know you know how to do stuff. Now remember, it's going to be a little darker at the bottom because we need to weight it.
What are we waiting for?
Weighting as in the volume of the pumpkin.
Oh. So you want to give it more visual weight.
More visual weight.
Okay.
Let's see here.
You could give it actual weight by putting some lead on the back of the...
And he woke up.
of the work. I'm just trying to stay awake. You could, so that when people are like, "Oh, that pumpkin actually looks like it has weight," and then you could like just try and take it off the wall, and it's like 15 pounds, and they're like, "Whoa, this is the actual weight of a pumpkin."
You're definitely trying to stay awake.
Having problems.
Yeah, you are. So where the shadows are, I'm going to deepen a little bit more.
What are you doing in the shadows? See what I did there?
I am just using a darker pencil to kind of weight it. And I use the dry brush technique to kind of blend it out so it's not a hard line. I don't want any hard lines. So there we go. See, now I've blended it out. It's softer. Let's see here. Definitely need more color on this side.
Well, it's looking really nice.
This part shouldn't take very long because...
What colors are you adding?
Ooh, good question. There's two main color, or there's one main color. And I'll grab that in a second. Now I linked down in the description a 24 set.
Okay.
From Amazon. Like I said, I'm using the 60 set. I don't know if some of the colors that I'll be using are in the 24 set. So that's definitely something to think about. But again, you can mix your own colors. So, colors that the main color I'm using is dark chrome yellow. And the second color is dark cadmium orange.
When I went through color theory the first time, because I had to take it in both my degrees, but my professor would only allow us to use the primary colors to mix all the other colors, including black.
Yeah.
And the only...
Well, it's a good practice.
I think we had white. Yeah, we had white and black in the course because we started out with monochromatic scales. But then once we get to color, we had to mix everything from those three colors. And let me tell you, red, like a nice dark red,
you can make
is very difficult to
oh
get
yeah,
proportion.
difficult, but you can make it.
Oh yeah, you can make it.
Alright. Remember, when it dries lighter.
So if you're an artist and you're on a budget, you just need your primary colors mainly.
Yep.
And everything else are convenience colors.
That is a very good point.
But it's nice, awfully nice having those convenience
Yeah,
colors.
it is. Because then it's always consistent.
Because then it's like, okay, if you want to, like, oh, I need to get to this color, sometimes it's like, okay, I can use this, and I can just use, just a little bit of another color as opposed to mixing a whole color, custom color. You can use small amounts. So.
Let's put that in there. Then I'm going to let that dry. I know it's going to be splotchy because of how I put it on.
But it's
totally fine.
It's
not
a
a big deal.
pumpkin.
Well, yeah, but I still need to darken. And see, you can tell where it's drying a little bit.
I like it as it is. It's perfect.
So, well, I do want to work also on the leaves, but...
It's a masterpiece, Valarie. Do not touch it.
No.
What are you doing?
I'm cleaning that brush so I can switch brushes because we're switching colors.
Now you're... Okay. Sorry, I'm confused by the display.
Alrighty, so... I'm actually going to flip that so those colors are away from me. I think for some, and I'm not doing all the leaves, just little touches here and there because you know how when the leaf's turning, you still have a little bit of the green.
Oh, you're going to do some green leaves too?
Very little because there's also green in the pumpkin stem.
Oh.
So I kind of need to be able to balance it out a little bit.
Well, that's a very important precept of color theory, is that when you're doing a composition, if you have a color that's prominent in your work in that composition, it's better to put it into other places in that composition
Yeah.
to help it
Kind of balance
harmonize and balance out.
Alright, I think I'm going to use a round brush. Like I said, these are just cheap brushes. They're not... I would not use good brushes to do this because it'll wear them down. It's not that they're bad, it just wears them down. Some more water. Let's get the thin down. And this palette just wipes off. You spray it. Some of the colors might stain it a little bit. See, this brush is softer, and I'm not breaking it down as well.
If you're using colored pencils that had wax in them, then you could say wax off.
Wax on.
Yeah.
See, now with this pencil I can... So I'm using flats. The flats break down the pencil easier. Like that. I want to mix this little brighter green in for a few places because it is brighter. Wipe it off. And let's do the stem first. That way...
Troy likes the ears.
The ears. Oh, my ears. I had to think about that.
Oh, I thought he was
Cat
talking
ears?
about the cat ears on there.
No, I think he's talking about my ears.
Yeah, I got you those ears a couple years ago.
Yes, you did. Alright, so see, I'm just tinting it. I don't want anything bright. In fact, I'm going to tone down that orange a little bit, I think. And where there's a darker burn, it's going to act more like a resist because the wood has been damaged, so it's not going to take the color the same way as where it's less burned. Definitely something to remember, that if you're wanting to add color, like on the kitty, there would less color would adhere to it because there's a lot of burning on him.
Greg missed the beginning. Yes, absolutely. That is what is happening.
What's that?
Well, he said, so rub your pencil on the palette and then use a damp brush.
Yes. You have more control.
Sorry.
You have more control with the color you're adding. If you do the pencil directly, when you wet it, if you got it to break down enough, it's going to be a lot brighter and a slightly different color than you expected. So by doing it this way, you have a lot more control, a lot less chance of oopsing. Let's see here. I'm just kind of bouncing around. No plan really on the leaves.
I think that's good.
Just want a little bit of color down in there to... And the green that I'm using is... olive green yellowish. Well, just jump off my board, why don't you? I'll add a little bit in more in some places, less in others. And I'm holding it up that way I can see the areas that I'm looking at. I thought I wanted some red because I love red leaves. Love them.
Yes, you do.
They're my faves.
Every time we go down the street and there's a tree,
they're so pretty.
You point them out.
Because they're so pretty.
As if she's seen them for the first time ever.
Because they're so pretty. Now, with watercolor pencils, you can swipe the lead with a wet brush to take off some pigment. I don't recommend it, even though some of the companies say you can do it. I guess because we work with wood, we know what wood does when it gets wet. So,
are you afraid that it would damage
the pencil?
The pen? Oh, okay.
The cedar.
That makes sense.
So I choose not to do it. There's plenty of people who do it. I choose not to. And I don't recommend it.
What if it didn't? What if it was woodless?
Oh, woodless, completely different story.
Okay, because I say that because I have water soluble graphite.
Yeah, that's different.
And that's how I use it. I don't typically directly apply the stick. I usually wet the stick and then apply a brush.
Let's see here. Oh, my hand from holding the board. So we got some green. I actually think I might want a little darker green. Which, this one is chrome green opaque. We'll find out what that means.
You need Soylent green.
I don't think they have it in pencil.
No, they discontinued it because it's made
Did
of
they?
people.
That is so not true. Don't tell them
Soylent
that.
Green is made of people.
Don't tell them that. That's not true. See, that's a little brighter.
It's from a
color.
movie.
I know.
Okay.
But I think there are some colors that are that name.
Soylent Green, really?
I think so.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I want that pencil.
Well, I don't know if it's in pencil form, if it's in acrylic form. I'll have to look. If it's in acrylic form, I'll get it for you.
Because that would be the thing to... When critics would ask, like, what did you use? Soylent Green.
Stuffed away very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I don't want a lot.
Greg says just don't use bright violet. Is this because
I know it, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, so I do think I want a little yellow. See, here's the problem with the wood. With being a yellow tint, yellow pencils don't show up as well. So this is dark Naples ochre. This is a high lightfast. We'll see what color it looks like when it breaks down. Because I might use some on the pumpkin.
Are you doing the kitty's eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are going to be a light blue.
Okay, I thought they must because they weren't colored at all.
No, I've got some shading in there, but not...
Pretty bright though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh, I picked yellow up. See, the yellow is not going to show up as well. Even this yellow.
Yeah.
Let's just put... I'm just going to hit some places. I'm not being particular. Let's see here. That's a little bright. And I think I need the color over here. Alright. See, just a little bit. Just enough to tint it. But now I can see I definitely need to go back to the pumpkin.
Okay.
And I think... Well, we could use orange because of the pumpkin. And I think the orange I want to use is that second orange. Well, I'm going to add some red to that. Kind of make my own color. And some colors overpower other colors, so you have to kind of go back and forth.
You typically find with different brands, it's different, but like...
Shall we?
Sorry.
I'm just worried about your cough. I'm not worried about you coughing.
But red is especially powerful.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm doing
Let's see.
any kind of skin tone, it's like one drop of red because it's so overpowering.
Now I need to pick this carefully because, yeah, I don't want it to overpower.
I gotta go get a cough drop.
Okay.
And probably some better glasses.
Some better glasses.
Yeah. My eyes hurt.
Aww. Poor Joey. Let's see here. That's oak leaf. I think I just want to tap down in the shadows with the red because we don't want it to overpower it. Kind of blend it out a little bit. See, just a little bit. Not. It's harder to see on camera. It stinks. I'm doing it over here. You know what? Let's go up against. Well, no. Let's don't. See, we did. Put some in here. I'm not being picky. It's just little bits here and there. Let's see here. It helps me to look at the camera to see. See, I really wanted some purple leaves too. But, ooh, that's a bright. That's a bright red. And if I thin it too much, it turns it pink. But, aha, what I could do. Now your purples and your pinks tend to have a little bit lower light fast level. So, oh, it reminds me, I probably will do a, yeah, there we go. Went blank. Just lost it. The train went whoop. Clear coat. Protective UV clear coat on this because of the color. Just as an added, just in case. For no other reason. I do think these colors are strong. And their light fastness. But just in case, because it is a lot of work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just trying to pick some darker areas for this purple. Since purple... There we go. It's a purple-red mixture. Yeah. I think in the shadows. Just a little bit. Now, if I put it on too wet, it's going to fall with the grain. And I don't want that. And with this cord, there we go. It'll bleed with the grain, but because I'm using very little water, it's not going anywhere. All right, let's go back to our orange and bad cast. Coco. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. So this is the color I was using. What I do. This is cadmium orange. We're going to add that in there. Hopefully that's a little more orange than it is yellow. Get our big brush. Because that works better. Use the brush to the size of your area. If you're trying to do this with a tiny brush, like I was doing with the leaves, you're going to have a big problem trying to keep everything even. So use the brush that fits the size of your piece. I put some pink or some red and purple in. Can't really tell.
I can't see it.
I know. I'll hold it up for you.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some of this color thinned out on my brush because I don't want that much directly on. Alrighty. So, let's see what color this is. Wood. Ooh, that's a bright orange. Remember, it's going to lighten as it dries. And it's also very watered down. Now, I finally figured out, I gotta picture the piece in my head first. What I'm doing with the piece of wood that Burl sent me.
What are you doing?
We're gonna see these two again.
The cat?
Yep.
And the raven?
Yeah, we are going to see them at Christmas time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to continue our friendship. That's the idea that popped in my head anyway. We'll see how that goes.
It's a good idea.
I got a lot of ideas. Doesn't mean they go anywhere. In fact, the varnish videos are going to actually be a little later than what I said. Because we're going to be trying some stuff. I'm looking forward to doing it. Maybe. See, I think I do like a little darker pumpkin. See, some of the red is right here and purple. I put them in the shadows so that they weren't so in your face, but they're there.
Okay.
Because I really like them.
I think I'm driving away our viewers.
Why?
We only have 9 in.
Maybe people weren't interested. Oh, the time change. Time change.
Oh.
Time change. Always does it every time. Time change. because Arizona doesn't change. We are now an hour earlier for everybody else. We're normal time for us.
Yeah, chat was talking about their time changes from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a fan.
Well, some states want to make it permanent.
Um,
So I think that's why we're seeing less numbers, because of the time change.
Spence says, awesome, can't wait to see that. I think he's talking about the continuation of this theme.
Well, I have to picture it, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and use the wood that Burl sent me.
Okay.
She's been wanting me to try it, so we shall try it. I figured these guys, and I still got to make this pattern. I do want thoughts before I can, and I know we don't have everybody in here, before I commit to doing the pattern, because it is so much extra work, and it is my idea. How does everybody feel about me charging $2 for the pattern? But that also includes $1 of that being donated to Team Trees to help plant more trees. If too many people aren't interested in paying for a pattern, then I'm just not going to do it. And that's why I'm asking. I normally wouldn't do that, but it is a lot of extra time. I got back on Jonathan. That dark background's almost done. Alright. Trying to go with the direction of the pumpkin so that the strokes match.
That's looking really good.
I still feel we need some darks. Not too dark, but we need some darks. What color should we do in dark?
Oh, Greg, in regards to the $2 for pattern, it says, cool, how does he pay?
I'm probably... I have to figure it out. I think it will be through Ko-fi. It'll be a $2 donation.
Coffee.
Ko-fi. It's down in my description.
No, you're saying coffee wrong.
Well, it is coffee, actually, technically.
What?
I need to figure out a way that I can put it behind a paywall. That way, when you pay for it, you just get it. You don't have to worry about me.
Coffee in the morning. I don't want to have to pay for it.
Not that kind of coffee. Okay, so the opposite of orange is purple. So I'm looking to see if I can tone down some of the purple, some of the orange. And that's how you would tone down a color, is take its opposite. So we'll take some of this. Let's see, can you see? So this is the purple. Not all colors. This is actually magenta. Let's see if it works right. Because of that name. It looks like a purple. And we'll take some orange. And when I add the orange, it's going to calm it down. Still keep it orange. Calm it down. And this is something you have to go back and forth to get it the way you want it. Let's see the color. See, that's a deeper orange than what we were using.
Sheila says, good idea. Worth $2 of anybody's money.
Thank
She
you.
says, how about PayPal to pay for it?
Well, coffee takes PayPal. That's how they do it.
Oh.
It's a direct.
So you just put the card in your cup, dunk it in the coffee. No?
No.
I'm so tired.
I know you are, love. I know you're so tired. These are my darkers. I'm gonna get those in the shadows. So I actually used some of the purple that we used below in the shadows of this. And that'll break up the color. Make it not so flat looking. What I'm going to do, wash off my brush, wipe it off real quick, and kind of blend it out so I don't have any harsh lines. I don't want too harsh. there. That's a harsh line. Don't want a harsh line. Go away. Go away. I'll dry brush it up so don't have any. It's going to have to dry. Remember, it's going to lighten, but it has a little bit more weight, and I think it's going to. We also need stuff up there. Let's see here. Take the water. You definitely need to take as much water off the brush as you can. Still move the pigment around.
Greg says, okay, just show it and instructions how to pay for it in group.
Absolutely.
Michael Ann's here.
Hey, Michael Ann.
She says cute ears, well.
Thank y'all.
And Spence wants to know, sorry I missed it, what is worth $2?
The pattern for this is going to be a little slightly different. Not majorly different. And $1 of that goes to Team Trees. To offset...
It will be slightly different. Instead of the pumpkin, it'll be a bucket.
No.
Instead of a raven, it'll be a sock.
No.
And instead of a cat, it'll be a potted plant.
No.
So, just like it, but slightly different. No?
No.
I may be off base somewhat.
You are.
Okay.
You're off base. I gotta watch my other hand and paper towel.
What just broke?
Nothing broke. I dropped the paintbrush, but I
Oh.
didn't want it to hit. It's almost like Troy kind of willed it.
Troy willed it?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you just blame that on Troy?
I did.
I'm sorry, Troy.
Because it's fun.
Sorry.
Yeah. Poor guy hasn't slept in weeks. The VA needs to give you an inhaler tomorrow.
I will do what I'll get what I can from him.
Don't make me come to the doctor's office with you.
Yeah, you can drive.
Okay. I get to go in and talk to him, though. You'll walk out with everything you need by the time I'm done. Our VA is good, but you have to be your own advocate.
Yeah, my own advocate.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to let this dry. Think about it. So let's do the blue eyes. And then I'm going to add some white so that we can see it like immediately. So the blue I was trying to figure out between these is a light ultramarine and ultramarine. This light ultramarine actually has better light fast. Can you hand me the colored photo that's to your left, please, of the kitty and the... Thank you. Because I need to see where the stuff's at.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Spence. Yes, Michael and I'm sick.
Let's see here. We actually have a couple of different blues. I'm going to put some blue down here. Colorwise, and actually, I think we just might add this one. See how different it is. Remember, the more water I add, the lighter it'll be. Where is the other? Ah, shoot fire. I'm gonna try to clean this brush off. Get the green out. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and use this round brush instead of the flats. Alright, let's see what color we got. Need some water. Okay, these are little eyes. Little eyes. You know what? I'm gonna go over the whole thing, because then I can put the white over it. Now, white watercolor pencil is no good. It won't really show up on the wood. And let's put a little bit of this darker blue in. And as soon as this dries, I'll put the white color pencil and maybe See, it's not a whole lot of white or blue. I wanted it really light. Let me angle it up so you can see it. It's really light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it needs more?
I don't think so. Well, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit?
Yeah. Troy wants to know what he got blamed for. I don't remember.
I don't either. I don't remember. I forgot.
You know, Val, she just blamed you for something.
Because you probably did it.
Oh, you dropped your
Oh,
brush.
my brush. That's right. Alright. That's really bright. Or dark. So let's get this to dry real quick. Because now colored pencil can also act like a resist. So you could put your white colored pencil down first and then paint over it. The colored pencil won't go anywhere because it's wax base and or oil base, and then the watercolor would be around it. This is my Caran d'Ache Pablo. Let's see here. It needs more light. So I will switch over to my Chinese white. That's my picture. There it is. Here. Let's see here. I may actually have to put some blue or gray in the raven beak to offset that. Let's see here, there's white here. There's white on here. Let's see, oop. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, this glare does not help me. You know, I'm gonna leave the eyes for now. It's not like I can't go back and kind of scratch if I got some white in an area that I don't want. What do you think, love? The eyes.
I like it. That's yeah. I like that a lot.
Do you think I need some blue in the raven?
You know, I think that would shy away from doing too much color in this. You know that?
Well, I do, but I do think the pumpkin needs to be a little darker.
I don't.
Well, because I kind of feel like it's tinted, but maybe a little washed out.
It's very orange.
But look at the photo of the pumpkin.
Well, I know, but this is your wood burning.
What do you guys think?
I think anymore.
On the pumpkin.
You cover up your pumpkin, and then I think it.
Well, I still need to put white on the pumpkin.
I think it would be too bright. I think it'd compete with it, with what's actually going on. It makes it about the pumpkin.
See, if I angle it like that, I can see without the glare.
Yeah.
And see. Oh, I know. Try to rub him, but I rubbed the chair instead. Sheila feels for you. Okay, but the leaves. Do you think the leaves might need a little bit more color?
Let me see. No.
Now it has raised a little bit of the grain. I can feel it.
I don't think it needs any more.
But see, when I go to seal this, some of it is going to, on the color, you know, let's add our white.
Okay.
And for the highlights on the pumpkin, and we will make a decision from there.
Okay. Personally, I like it how it is. But I mean, adding highlights, sure. But
What?
He was trying to get me in trouble.
How?
He says, listen to Jason, he is smart.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's my too.
I'm smart like a
You're
fox.
You're smart. So yeah, I can feel a bit of the grain being raised. But if I used watercolors, it'd be a lot more raised. And the watercolors would bleed. I don't want any bleeding.
No, bleeding's not good.
Let's see here. And I'm trying to rub the wax a little bit with my warm finger just to kind of blend it in. Let's see here.
Barb likes it the way it is.
Okay. Let's see here. And remember that some of this white is also going to fade. Well, not fade, but just lighten.
Yes.
When I seal it. And then I'll post a picture of it all sealed. Let me see here. There's some white here. See, what I could use, and now I know this is going to lighten, is my Carbothello white. And they use a 5-star rating on their light fastness. This is a pastel pencil. So I know it's going to be lighter. Yeah, it's also kind of dirty. Too light. Alrighty, let's try our trusty. There we go. See, the pencil's reacting different because the grain feels different because of the watercolor pencil. And you can also see more of the grain in the pumpkin now. So it's bright because of our lights. Let me see if I can cut it a little bit. I'll just cut all the lights. Let's see here. Can't see it as well. I do think. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do because I'm using the side so I can get a bigger area. A lot of this is just going to fade away. What I'm trying to do is just lighten some of the orange. I'm so glad your appointment's tomorrow.
I don't want to feel like I'm messing up the stream.
You're not messing up anything. You're not messing up anything. I always feel off if you're not with me.
No, but I don't.
You're not messing anything up, love.
Not entertaining.
And if somebody doesn't like it, bye-bye. I will always back you first. And you're trying to help me, and I appreciate it. Alright.
Well, it's true. I do a lot.
You do. Now remember, because I've added color, I can't go back and do any burning. Let's see here. We have some white here. Let's see here.
What if we added food objects to it?
What?
What? Oh shit.
Were you falling asleep?
Maybe.
You did it! You did it! Good thing you didn't give away the secret launch codes.
Huh?
You did it. You asked me, and I'm looking at chat to see if somebody had said something. Because you said, what if we add some food stuff?
What?
That's what you said.
Oh my god.
I shall play it back
Oh my
so
god.
you can see it later.
Well, you should be happy.
I love when he does it. It's so funny. It's also a telltale sign he's falling asleep on me.
Yeah.
You give it away.
Struggling. I'm struggling, folks.
Okay. White right there. And white's gone. Alrighty. I'm looking. See, I'm angle it this way so you can. This is closer to what it actually looks like in person. So I'm trying to figure out. Sheila's giving you a hard time.
I see that.
Because you did.
I got caught off guard.
I love it when you do it. What to do? Here, it doesn't need any more.
What to do? Shitty poo. Since I'm already busted for swearing, welcome to the club.
I need to burn a sign that says that. Yeah, let's see here. I need a little bit of white that's a little brighter. Some kitty eye here. Hopefully. Let's see. We even had a couple of white spots. I'll put some here. Put some here. Alrighty, let's see here. Lucky for you. Let's see here. See, I feel like the pumpkin. I just feel like it's.
Amy Hess is here.
Hey, Amy. I don't know that I feel it's a deep enough orange. Maybe not so much darker, just deeper.
I like it.
Well, I think what I'm going to have to do is let it sit.
Okay.
And then I will come back to it before I seal it and decide if it needs any more orange in the pumpkin. I think that would be my best choice to do so that I'm not rushing to it. Because then I can also take a photo of it, take it into Photoshop, deepen the color of the pumpkin and see if I like it before I even touch it.
There you go. Some smart thinking.
The only kind I have.
I know. Oh, those are the candles.
What? Yes.
I just noticed that.
No, I reused the candle holders for brush holders.
Very nice.
There's no reason to throw them away. And then I've got a tea canister holding pencils. And alright, what's everybody think? More color on the leaves, leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Let me do
I'm
this.
tired.
I know.
I'm not too tired for a dad joke.
I guess not. Yep, I'm going to let it sit. That's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to get an angle so you don't see the glare. But it ain't working. That's as close as I can get with no glare. Right there. See, here, at this angle, the leaves, to me, just look a little meh. Leave it alone. Okay, Sheila, I'll leave it alone.
She says it's great as it is. Spence says I like it the way it is.
Okay then, I guess we're leaving it the way it is.
Yay.
I'll let it sit for a couple of days. I'll look at it one more time, and if I'm still feeling the same way about it now, I'll fix anything that needs to be fixed. If I don't feel the same way, then I will seal it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I think I need to put him to bed. Oh. Oh, thank you for helping me.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
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 I love you. Leaves need more. See, Troy, he did that on purpose.
He's just being, you look, see?
Thank you, Barb. That's what I was going for. I don't want to take away from the burn. I just want to accent it a little bit.
Yep.
He did that on purpose.
I know he
You
did.
did that on purpose. Alright. If we don't have any more questions, I'll let this sit. I'll go ahead and get started on the pattern and work out how to do the $2 donation for the pattern. And next week, I need to do a new pattern because I think next week we're starting Christmas. I'm always so far behind, and because this one took us a month to do, I'm going to assume the Christmas one will take me a month to do, and that way it's done by Christmas time.
Yay.
Yay!
Only 26 more days till Santa hats. Or something.
We can't wear Santa hats early?
We can after Thanksgiving.
That's when they go. Yeah, he's been to the doctor, Spence. He went last week. We're looking at doing a pneumonia shot for him tomorrow, but he won't be able to do it. So hopefully they'll be able to give him an inhaler.
Or something.
Well, I think the inhaler is what's going to open up your chest so you can really move everything. So, you'll be okay.
I'll be okay.
You'll be okay.
I'll be okay.
I'm sorry.
It makes me cough.
I'm
Please
sorry.
don't do that.
Okay, I won't do that. I'm sorry. I love you.
I love you.
Okay, say bye to the peoples.
Bye to the peoples.
Happy burning, guys. I think we're going to end it here. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the replay. And also, I almost forgot it again. Oh, we've still got Team Trees. That goes on till January. And also, don't forget, you're awesome. You can do this. You're a pyro artist. Happy burning, guys. Bye. Let's go put your butt to bed. Let's put